Okay, let's start by saying that it's a difficult task to win over viewers with another Alien vs. Predator movie after the response to the previous ones, but that doesn't mean the Alien vs. Predator films don't deserve another chance. The directors of the last AVP movie, the brothers Strauss, know it all too well. That's why they had big plans for Alien vs. Predator 3, a story set in space that would reveal the importance of a mysterious predator technology. But none of that was ever turned into a movie, because the vision that the brothers Strauss had for the AVP continuity completely contradicted Ridley Scott's subsequent Alien films. But with Alien Romulus director Fede Alvarez's interest in a potential Alien vs. Predator 3, the Xenomorphs and the Yautja may spill some extraterrestrial blood on the screens again. In this video, we'll break down everything we know about the new movie so far, plus some theories and predictions on the storyline. So, let's begin, shall we? Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. The legacy of Alien vs. Predator. A brief recap. The Alien vs. Predator concept was first introduced in 1989 by Dark Horse Comics, which continued to be published intermittently till a few years ago. In 2004, this crossover idea was made into a film by Paul W.S. Anderson, who wrote and directed the project, but with a completely different story and setting from the original comics. Alien vs. Predator turned out to be the fifth film in the Alien series, and the third one in the Predator franchise, one that attracted fans of both worlds. It was, however, heavily criticized for being a dull clash of monsters and for incorporating gore without scares. But given its box office success, it paved the way for the brothers Strauss to direct the Alien vs. Predator Requiem movie 3 years later. Set in 2004, both the Alien vs. Predator movies are prequels to the main Alien series of films, the events of which take place in the 22nd century. Here's a roundup of the storylines. In the first AVP film, billionaire industrialist Charles Bishop Weyland detects a heat boom some 1,000 miles off the coast of Antarctica and discovers a pyramid 2,000 feet under the ice. A dying Weyland ventures out with a team of paleontologists, scientists, mercenaries, linguists, and archaeologists to unearth the findings and get credits to his name. But upon arrival, they come across a tunnel running from the surface of the ice to the pyramids down below, and once inside, they get trapped inside the pyramid, while a secret ancient war between the Predators and the Xenomorphs rages on inside. This premise is what gave rise to the tagline of the movie, "Whoever wins, we lose." We being the trapped humans. Through the hieroglyphics, it's discovered that the Predators have been frequenting Earth for millennia, and every 100 years, they arrive at this pyramid to take part in a rite of passage, where humans are sacrificed to harvest the chestburster Xenomorphs, which then serve as worthy prey for the Predators to hunt. The protagonist of the story, an experienced guide named Lex Woods, killed a Xenomorph and impressed the Predator, Scar, thus eventually managing to make it to the surface. But the alien queen attacks them and is trapped in the icy waters of the Antarctic. The film ends with a fatally wounded Scar being carried away by a Predator ship when a hybrid Pedalian Xenomorph emerges from his chest. Released in 2007, Alien vs. Predator Requiem takes place immediately after the previous movie, with the Pedalian as the main antagonist and an army of facehuggers at its disposal. It kills all the Predators on the spaceship and crash lands into the forests outside of Colorado, but one Yautja manages to send out a distress signal before dying. On their homeworld, the signal is intercepted by a veteran Predator named Wolf, who arrives at the crash site on Earth and starts hunting the aliens. But the town is swarming with Xenomorphs, with the facehuggers impregnating the homeless and creating more of their kind. All the while, there's a power outage in the area. The panicked human characters make their way to the town center, where Colonel Stevens has arranged for air evacuation, and in the ensuing clash between Wolf and the Pedalian and the Xenomorphs, the character Dallas gets hold of Wolf's plasma blaster. As he flees on the helicopter, a tactical nuclear blast wipes out the town, killing both Wolf and the Pedalian. The film ends with Colonel Stevens confiscating the Predator's plasma blaster from Dallas and handing it over to Ms. Yutani, the CEO of Yutani Corporation, the one half of the Weyland Yutani Corporation, central to the Alien film franchise. AVP Requiem made up for the missing gore and action of the last movie, and did score well at the box office, but was still condemned by viewers and critics for not being original, following which the idea of a sequel and the timeline was believed to be abandoned. Alien vs. Predator 3, rumors and speculations. There's been no official confirmation about a third Alien vs. Predator movie yet, but over the years, some interview snippets from people associated with the two franchises suggest Alien vs. Predator 3 can very much be a possibility, but no one really knows when. In 2010, one half of the brothers Strauss, Greg Strauss, told Gizmodo that the ending of AVP Requiem would have been different if a third movie was on the line, and the third movie would have led directly into Ridley Scott's 1979 Alien. For a third film, Greg Strauss Strauss mentioned an interstellar battle between the Predators and the aliens, in addition to the introduction of an alien king. Here's what he said, and we quote, "The original ending for AVPR that we pitched them ended up on the alien homeward and actually going from the Predator gun that you see at the end. It was going to transition from that gun to a logo of a Weyland-Yutani spaceship that was heading to an alien planet. It was going to be a whole tribe of Predators going against this creature that we called King Alien. It's this huge, giant winged alien thing, and that was going to be the lead-in to show that the fact that the Predator gun is the impetus of all the technological advancements that allowed humans to travel in space, which leads up to the alien timeline. 3 years before that, in a 2007 interview, the brothers Strauss had mentioned the same thing about wanting to take the Alien vs. Predator action back to space for a third movie. Back in 2015, Sigourney Weaver, who famously features as Ellen Ripley in the Alien movies, said that she asked to be killed off in Alien 3, antagonized by the franchise's plan to invest in Alien vs. Predator films. In response, Peter Briggs, who wrote the early sample for the first Alien vs. Predator film, said that while the first two movies weren't great, there's a terrific Alien vs. Predator movie still to be made by someone. It just hasn't happened yet. In 2018, the Predator director Shane Black, who also had a small acting role in the first Predator movie, said that a third Alien vs. Predator film can very much materialize, considering Fox's interest in the two franchises. "I don't think Alien vs. Predator is dead, do you?" he asked the folks at San Diego Comic-Con. Interestingly, the Predator movie also featured the Xenomorph tail spear that Lex Woods received in Alien vs. Predator. Moreover, glimpses of alternate endings for the Predator movie showed a Weyland-Yutani spacepod with a breathing apparatus designed like an alien facehugger, which further hints at a connection between the Predator and the Alien franchises that can be explored in a future film, potentially a third AVP movie. In 2022, when Variety asked Predator movie series producer John Davis what's next for the franchise, he mentioned the possibility of a third AVP movie. Here's what he said, "Well, maybe there's an origin story, right? Maybe there's another Alien vs. Predator story in a different situation. And maybe there's a new modern-day version. And maybe there's something somewhere in between. I think this character can show up throughout history." In 2023, Alien vs. Predator Galaxy released a rough concept about AVP3, which Liam O'Donnell, the visual effects creative consultant on Requiem, had thought of. Liam, who worked closely with the brothers Strauss, reiterated that the directors wanted to take the AVP action to space, but were bound by budget constraints. But being an ardent fan of the crossover franchise, Liam came up with a rough draft of his own ideas about a third movie, which is set in 2024 in the wildlands of Africa, before the storyline moves to space. Following the release of Alien Romulus recently, the film's director Fede Alvarez revealed that he's open to the idea of another Alien vs. Predator movie, and that he'd like to collaborate with Dan Trachtenberg, who directed the Predator 2022 prequel movie Prey. Here's what Alvarez told Deadline. "Maybe it's something I have to co-direct with my buddy Dan. Maybe we should do like Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez did with Dusk Till Dawn. I'll direct a half, and he'll direct another half." Plot predictions. Where could the story lead? If and when Alien vs. Predator 3 happens, the plotline can unfurl in a few potential directions. But if the brothers Strauss return to direct it and have their way, then most likely viewers will get to see the Xenomorphs and the Yautja fight in space. Let's go back to the previously mentioned Gizmodo interview, where Greg Strauss suggests that Predator Wolf's plasma blaster from AVP Requiem is the key to humanity's future explorations in space. In the third movie, the plasma blaster will potentially prove to be the crucial piece of technology that helps humans, particularly the Weyland-Yutani Corporation of the Alien movies, to figure out space travel in the future. As per Greg Strauss, the intact Predator technology can be reverse engineered to figure out the power source, and in turn, that could be used to dominate the space industry several decades into the future, leading directly into the Alien films. The Yutani Corporation's advancement with Predator technology is really an interesting connection that can be established in the third movie. For more possible plot predictions, let's hark back to Liam O'Donnell's unrealized rough draft that we mentioned before. He conceptualized that with the plasma blaster at the end of AVP Requiem landing up with Ms. Yutani, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation taps into the alien energy and creates engines and spaceships for interstellar travel. 20 years after AVP Requiem, the world is controlled by corporations and not states, and is described as a unified hegemonic federation dominated by the now merged Weyland-Yutani Corporation. Humans now have their eyes set on space colonization, but to power up the spaceship engines, the corporation would require a rare mineral only found in the African wilderness. The storyline also centers around a group of human characters: a UN peacekeeper, a local tribe leader and his son, and a rebel group head. An alien hive is discovered underneath the rebel leader's secret mines, attracting predators who want to fill out their trophy rooms. As per Liam's story, this hive is populated by the revived alien queen, who sank to the bottom of the Antarctic Ocean at the end of the first AVP movie, all thanks to global warming. Yet again, the humans will find themselves trapped between an alien versus predator battle, reminding viewers of the 2004 movie tagline, "Whoever wins, we lose." Okay, that's quite a far-fetched idea, but let's not forget that all of this is pure speculation at this point. New aliens and predators. What creatures could we see? The first Alien vs. Predator movie introduced a Pedalian hybrid in its final scenes, a creature that wreaked havoc all throughout the second movie. Introducing novel creatures is an interesting trait of the Predator and the Alien franchises, as the newly released Alien Romulus 2 introduced an entirely new form of the Xenomorph. Going by this trend, the third Alien vs. Predator movie can bring in new extraterrestrial creatures, and let's explore a few of these possibilities together. Pedalian hybrids. The Pedalian hybrids have previously appeared in comics and in the two AVP movies. Depending on the storyline, the third film can explore different variations of the Pedalian Xenomorphs, possibly with unique abilities or adaptations. A Pedalian is a Xenomorph spawned from a predator. At the end of the 2004's AVP film, an alien chestburster was present inside the fatally wounded body of the Predator Scar, and it burst out of its chest once the Predator spaceship was in orbit. It quickly matured into an adult Xenomorph and began taking out the Yautja population on the ship. Owing to the Xenomorph's DNA reflex, the Pedalian bears a physical resemblance to its predator host, developing lighter skin coloration, mandibles, and dreadlocks, along with a bulkier Xenomorph warrior physiology. They're deadly fighters, and stronger and more lethal than the Xenomorphs spawned by humans, and that's possibly because they've grown out of stronger hosts, the predators. Pedalian Xenomorphs are rare, and are considered as abominations by the prideful predators. If Pedalians are detected, they're immediately marked to be killed, and the most skillful predators are dispatched to take them down. The Pedalians serve the alien hive as warriors, making them even more deadly opponents to the elite predators. New predator tribes. The Predator lore, through various productions and comics, have established the existence of several Yautja tribes, distinguished by their tech and hunting styles, such as the Killer Predator clan from the Predator Prey to the Heavens comics, who didn't abide by the hunting rules and killed for pleasure, and the Super Predator clan of the Predators movie, who hunted with predator dogs to help them track and weaken their prey. Then there's the Antarctica clan, aka the Isolated clan from AVP, who sent their young ones to Earth every 100 years for the rite of passage ritual to earn their blooded Yautja rank. The Dark Predator, one of the most formidable predators ever, was a member of the highly regarded elite clan of the Yautja. The Widow clan from the Rage War book trilogy comprised of female Yautja who lost their partners during hunts. They were highly respected and seasoned warriors, and wielded whips and other torture devices to torment their prey. Possibly the strongest Predator clan is the Lost Tribe from the ending of Predator 2. The trophy wall on their ship included not only the head of a Xenomorph, but also one of a dinosaur. The Jungle Hunter clan are the more mainstream tribe, appearing frequently in the Predator movies. Thus, the new AVP movie can introduce new Yautja tribes, and assigning them new hunting weapons and technology would be an interesting way to diversify the franchise. Alien variants. When it comes to the aliens, the Xenomorphs have numerous variations, such as the chestbursters, the facehuggers, the warrior, and the queen. And the third Alien vs. Predator movie can bring in deadly new variants and introduce subspecies, just like Alien Romulus did recently. In addition to the usual crop of terrifying Xenomorphs, there's also the royal facehugger. This crab-like alien is much bigger, has flipper-like limbs, contains the queen embryo, and also sometimes a warrior embryo to protect the queen. The Aliens Fireteam Elite game has also identified the Xenomorph drone as a separate class. They have smooth heads, prefer to operate alone, and instantly slaughter their prey instead of capturing them. The biggest of the Xenomorphs is the queen, which displays higher intelligence in order to protect its hive and produce eggs at the same time. The queen also occasionally detaches itself from the egg sac to attack and fight. Then there's the runner Xenomorph that spawned from a quadruple animal, and the heavily armored crusher alien, and the acid-spewing splitter alien from the Alien Expanded universe. More recently, Alien Romulus shocked viewers with a terrifying new Xenomorph hybrid, which is a monstrous fusion of several different species. Other extraterrestrial species. In addition to exploring predator clans and xenomorph variants, the third AVP movie can also potentially bring in other alien species. In the Alien vs. Predator comics and novel, there's mention of the Rynth, which are a species of alien livestock. These quadruped herbivores look strikingly similar to Earth's rhinos and can be potentially dangerous if they become sentient in a future film. Then there's the reference to a bug hunt in the movie Aliens, which suggests human colonists in space have encountered insect-like alien species. There's also the humanoid extraterrestrial extraterrestrial species of the Yautjarians with translucent skin, who were only mentioned in the Aliens movie and in the subsequent games of the franchise. They were the first sentient alien species to be encountered by humans. They could perhaps be expanded upon as a new alien race with their own unique biology and culture. Human mutations, or enhancements. Remember Sean Fifield from the movie Prometheus? He was the geologist who got exposed to the black goo inside the engineer's temple on the planet LV-223. He underwent a gruesome mutation and turned feral, attacking his former crew and going on a rampage. Mutated by the engineer's black goo pathogen, Sean survived a gunshot to the head, and being run over by an armored rover, he could only be destroyed by a flamethrower. The ending of Alien vs. Predator Requiem has facilitated the humans for extreme technological advancements, and that might just result in humans who are genetically enhanced, or even characters who were mutated by exposure to alien biology. And these human mutations or enhancements can further give birth to new hybrid xenomorphs. We must mention the new xenomorph from Alien Romulus here again, referred to as the Offspring. This xenomorph human hybrid alien was born when a pregnant Kay Harrison infected herself with the mutagenic Z01 compound. After gestating inside a cocoon, this offspring metamorphosed into a tall, pale humanoid, resembling both xenomorphs and the engineers. Release date and production timeline. When can we expect AVP3? While there's been a lot of internet chatter around a potential third Alien vs. Predator movie, there's no real update from Disney, who now owns the rights to both the franchises. So, even though the brothers Strauss and multiple other names related to both the franchises have shared their ideas about AVP3, as of now, there's no official confirmation on such a project. Over the years, it's also been revealed that neither James Cameron, who helmed the 1986 Aliens movie, nor Ridley Scott is a fan of the Alien vs. Predator films. So, that might potentially cast a shadow over the crossover franchise's future plans. This brings us to the question of why do people suddenly think that Alien vs. Predator 3 is happening? Well, that's because in the recent past, several concept trailers of AVP3 have cropped up on YouTube. The creator-generated videos titled the trailer of an Alien vs. Predator movie named Retribution, generating speculation online about the third part. Even though the trailers are fake, with clips from other movies, the response to them suggests that there's a huge fan base waiting eagerly for a much-awaited third film in the series. And we seriously hope that the studio makes it happen soon. AVP3's place in the franchise, how it could shape the future. If a third Alien vs. Predator movie were to be made, it'd have the potential to significantly impact the storylines of both the Alien and the Predator franchises. It can introduce new story arcs through new characters, the sort of soft rebooting the crossover series. A speculative article by Comic Book Rumors once floated the possibility that Fox might create an AVP cinematic universe in the future, with the third film possibly paving the way for new timelines and new settings. Alien vs. Predator 3, if and when it happens, can also expand the shared universe of the iconic creatures. Also, depending on the storylines, Alien vs. Predator 3 can connect the crossover universe more directly to the Alien franchise, as the brothers Strauss had originally hoped to do. In case AVP3 is made as a reboot, then it'll also potentially serve as the launchpad for a future series of crossover films. Marvelous verdict. While nothing is officially confirmed about Alien vs. Predator 3, we still have a few separate Alien and Predator projects to look forward to, such as the Alien Earth series and another Predator entry, the Badlands. But truth be told, we can't wait to witness a giant-winged king alien on screen, fighting it out with an elite Yautja in a third AVP movie. So folks, tell us what you think about this much-speculated project. We'll come back with more Alien and Predator videos. Until then, don't forget to mention your storyline ideas about a potential Alien vs. Predator 3 movie in the comment section below. See you super soon. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.